of this Premier League season. On Tuesday, we saw Manchester City get that huge win at Tottenham. I was going to say Alfinger Højlund for a second. As far as today is concerned, Chelsea beating Brighton to boost their European hopes. It's a fourth straight win for Mauricio Pochettino. His home league campaign, beating Newcastle by 3-2. So going into the final week, beating Newcastle by 3-2. So going into the final weekend, this is where we stand then in the Premier League. Manchester City in pole position for a historic fourth can retain the crown. But if City draw or lose and Arsenal win against Everton, then the Gunners will claim their first title in some 20 years. Liverpool and Villa will play Champions League football next season. Tottenham are guaranteed a top 6 place, so Europe is guaranteed. They just need a point to claim Europa League football. Chelsea are 1 point away from Europe. Newcastle need to win and hope Chelsea lose to make European football themselves. But also Manchester United are in the mix. They can also in Europe in the next campaign. At the other end, well, it's fair to say the picture at the bottom is much, much clearer. Sheffield United and Burnley have both been relegated to the Championship. Luton Town's fate now looks all but sealed to stay up.
But what does it mean to finish with a performance and an effort and an atmosphere actually like this?
Oh, obviously, the job isn't finished yet. We have still one game in the Premier League, and then we have the biggest game of the season for the FA Cup. It's been a tough season. Everyone knows the table shows that. We don't need to hide from that. We all know, we are aware of that. But I think fans have been amazing this season with us. They've been behind us all season. They've been supporting us. We really appreciate what they've been doing for us, even in this tough period for them that they're not used to that. So we want to do better. We want to do differently, and they deserve that.
I know you've been injured for a couple of games, but actually the atmosphere, the last home game and at Palace and today, it's been quite something, hasn't it?
No, that's what I mean. They've been amazing for us, so we had to do something for them. We've been trying. Obviously, the results don't show that, and it could look that the team is not trying, but we've been trying our best. We've been working hard. Everyone is giving their best. Obviously, it's not being enough. We are aware of that we have to do more. As I said, it's not about today. We still have two games to go, and we have to finish in the best way.
Real captain's performance from you today. How determined were you to be part of that tonight?
It doesn't exist a captain's performance. It exists a team performance, a player that has to do the best for the team. And I'm not different than anyone because I have the armband. The armband doesn't give you the responsibility of doing better performance. The chest do that. So I try always my best, as I know my teammates always try their best, and we always do the best we can for the club. And no one hides that we play for a big club, and we have to lift our standards every game.
3 goals from young players tonight. How hopeful are you for the future, and how determined are you personally to be part of that future here next season?
It's not about the youngest, it's not about the experienced ones. It's about the mix that we have to create, because it's not because they're too young that you have to show more. It's not because you're more experienced in the toughest periods you have to come out. It has to be a mix of everything. Everyone has to show the same passion, the same responsibility in every game. And everyone has to be aware that the responsibility has to be shared in base of what age you have.
And you'll be part of it, will you, leading this club back to where they want to be?
I will be here until I said the club needs to want me. I feel that the club wants me to be a part of the future. So as I said always, I don't want to be a player that the club doesn't want to have. If for some reason they don't want to have me, I will go. But if they want me, I will stay.
He wants you now. Actually.
Yeah,
listen, take this.
It's normally the press officer that stops these interviews, but this time it's the Manchester United manager. He'd had enough. I think actually his motivation is he wants to address the crowd himself.
Erik. On behalf of the players, staff, myself, I want to thank you all for the brilliant support during this season. as you know, it wasn't an easy season, but one thing remained constant, and that was the begging of you for the team. But this season is not over yet. First, we travel to Brighton, where we go for 3 points, and then we go to Wembley. And I promise you that those players will give everything, but then everything, to get that cup, to win the cup, and bring him to Old Trafford. And we are sure you will be there supporting us. We thank you. You are the best supporters in the world. Thank you.
There we go, Erik Ten Hag telling the Manchester United crowd here they are the best supporters in the world. Doesn't feel like, Wayne, they are ready to sever this relationship with this manager.
No, and I think the players, the manager are very fortunate. They've got a set of fans, like the Manchester United fans, because you see the atmosphere tonight, you see the reaction at the end of the game, and the season hasn't been what they want. Obviously, it's not over, you've still got the FA Cup to fight for, but it shows what great support this club has got. They're still right behind the manager, you can see that. They're right behind the players, they want the team to do well, and they'll keep going till the FA Cup final at the end of May, and hopefully, as Erik's just said there, he can bring the cup back.
But would United fans pride themselves on always supporting the manager, whoever it was and however they were doing?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're generally a loyal group, obviously, and they're trying back the manager. He's had 2 years, and they will look at the frustrations he's had in terms of problems in the background, injury problems. But he'll have to take some responsibility. But I don't think it will get. I don't think they'll be as easy as if they're in this position next season. Obviously, they'll need improvement. We've come to obviously the last few. It's been a strange old atmosphere. There's obviously again huge disappointment. I suppose that's the word you can use. But there's also in the back of your mind that you also have to think we still have a cup final. And if Man United can get over the line, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, it's another trophy on the back of last year. Again, the recruitment's going to be key. Over the next few months.
Sorry, but he's talked repeatedly, well, Varane we know is saying goodbye, and it might be one or two of the more senior players are leaving Old Trafford, but he's talked repeatedly about this club being in transition. Have we seen another glimpse of that tonight? With Mainoo getting on the score sheet, Ahmad impressing and getting a goal, Højlund coming off the bench and grabbing one as well.
Yeah, I think we at Manchester United have been saying that for a long time, the club's been in transition. You know, we've been through a few managers, and new managers come in, this is his second season, he's got himself into another cup final, but ultimately it's about results on the football pitch, and Manchester United find himself in a position in the league where they didn't expect to be this season. You know, there's no way Manchester United expected to finish so low in the league, and that's what it's about. You've got to try and compete in the league and finish higher in the league. So the position is very, very disappointing this season.
Are there shoots of encouragement there, though, Wayne?
Yeah, there is. You look at some of the young players there, you look at Mainoo, you look at Garnacho, real potentials for this football club, and I think there will be quite a few players leaving the club. As Kobbie's just said then, the club's been in transition for the last 10 years, and, you know, you can't keep getting rid of managers and bringing new managers in and starting again. They're going to have to give a manager some time to try and rebuild the club and get it back challenging and competing for the major trophies.
Newcastle United and draw level with them in the race for European places. One game to go. Andy, Roy and Wayne are here. Let's look straight back at the first goal of the night. And Kobbie Mainoo, in some ways, Wayne, does this sort of encapsulate and, I don't know, I suppose seal his first season, his breakthrough season as a Manchester United footballer, his third Premier League goal?
Yeah, he's been fantastic, and I think he's played a lot of games as well, and not easy. Obviously got his call up for England as well, so he'll be hoping to go to the European Championship. But I think he's had to take a lot on, because obviously a lot of changes within the team, but over the last few months he's been a mainstay in the team, and he's chipped in with a few goals, great maturity on the ball, and I think he's got a real bright future, and I think United fans should be really excited by him because I think he can go a long way in this game.
Is he one of the bright sparks of the season?
I think so. And again, it's not been easy coming into a team that's been struggling, and but he's been very mature. You talk about positions, responsibility. Playing around the middle of the park is certainly, it's a difficult challenge for him. He's added a few goals to his game again. It's just how he settles down. He'll be getting the plaudits for this season, obviously getting involved with England. Just got to stay grounded. He's learning his trade, but he's had a very good start to his career at United. How
well did Newcastle strike back, though, at the start of that second half?
Second half, they really pinned Manchester United back, and they deserved the equaliser, to be fair. I think Wayne touched on it. The first 3 dead ball kicks, Manchester United went short, and everyone got them in a little bit of problems, and this was the final straw. Great cross by Murphy, and it's a super finish by Gordon. Very, very good finish.
Makes it look easy, but what are the technical issues that he's got to resolve here, Anthony?
I was looking at it and said to myself, I thought he'd gone with the wrong foot, but the contact is made on it. I'd have gone left foot there because it would have been a little bit easier.
It's a great ball from Murphy.
It's a fantastic ball, but take nothing away from the finish. It's a fantastic finish.
So 1 apiece at that stage, and then the goal from the challenge from Amrabat first of all, which saves Manchester United at 1-1. You're thinking, which way is this going to turn? And really, it felt like the next goal was really going to be crucial. And how about this for Amrabat? Something he made his name for, really, at the World Cup, wasn't it, Roy?
He ended up doing really well. Newcastle will be disappointed with the final pass. He gives them a bit of a chance. But again, a good lesson for any player. He didn't give up. And even whenever he's running back, he just does enough. He almost forces Gordon to play it too early. And then he never gave up, gets a little bit of luck on the ball in the crossbar. And that was a huge turning point in the game. If United got 2-1 down there, you're thinking, you know what? Again, long way back. Never given up, lunge, and again, deserved that little bit of luck.
But if you're Newcastle, you think he could have been a little bit more ruthless?
Gordon, I think Gordon should have drove even more. At worst, you can cut it back and then someone's got to tap in, And I think the weight of the pass, you could have a little bit more weight on the pass, and then it makes it easier for...
Because is there a question at this stage, Andy, that if Newcastle score again, that Manchester United could have gone under?
There you go, but Manchester United turn it around after this. It's just the weight of that pass, a bit more in front of him, and he's got a better opportunity to finish it off.
Wayne, talk us through the strike from Amad Diallo.
Great strike. I think he's obviously put himself in a position at the edge of the box, hoping for the ball to fall for him. First of all, the header, the clearance is not good enough. You put players on the front post and normally you'd have good headers of the ball at the front post, and we're going to clear the lines, and it's a very poor header from Murphy, I think it is, and it falls to Ahmed, and it's a great strike. He couldn't have hit that any better, and well-deserved goal. Because I think what Ahmed showed today is a bravery to get on the ball, and he wanted the ball, which is always encouraging. Not always making the right decisions, but he wanted the ball, he tried things, and I thought he deserved his goal tonight.
Can he force his way into the conversation about the future of Manchester United? It's played very much a bit part here since his big money transfer.
Yeah, and obviously he's done really well at Sunderland, and he's come into the team, and I think he's done well when he's come into the team. And I think for any of them young players now, they have to look at the squad and Manchester United, and there's an opportunity for them there, which maybe they mightn't have got a few years ago. There's an opportunity for them to really stake a claim in the team, and a few of them are starting to take that chance.
That's where it's been a plus, where sometimes when you're at a big club and there's a lot of injury problems, that's where these young lads are kind of forced in before sometimes they're ready. But they've took that opportunity.
He likes to shoot as well, doesn't he? Had the most shots of anyone tonight.
There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't shoot, you don't score.
Bravery to do it as well, hasn't he? Confidence to do it.
I think he's waited a long time to get into the team, and now he's been given the opportunity. Last 2 games, he's done well. Finally gets his first goal in the Premier League as well. That's going to be a big plus to him.
So Manchester United 2-1 up, but not over the line yet, and really a flurry of then pretty good chances for Newcastle United.
Yeah, he's got to score there. I'm looking at this. I'm saying to myself, left hand, goalkeeper's left hand. Because the goalkeeper's narrowed the angle down, but once you hit it to his left side, he's got no chance of coming back at you.
I think you do have to give Nana credit as well, though, because it's been many times this season being criticised for some of his mistakes, but I think he made a few half-decent saves tonight and some comfortable saves. But
square that. He's got to square that, do you think, Wayne? This one here?
Yeah, I think he's in 2 minds, really. It's neither a shot or a cross, and I think if he squares it, obviously, it's a tap-in for Almiron.
So how important was the substitution that saw Rasmus Højlund come on the pitch?
Well, it was great because the manager spoke about leaving him out, maybe just needs to recharge his batteries and needs a break, and it's been proved right because he came on, he was fresh, he knew the game was stretched, he might get an opportunity, and it's great for him. You ask the lads here who score goals, and especially if you're going a barren run, you're still new to the club, you're kind of trying to win the trust of your teammates, the fans, the manager, and it's a lovely simple strike, isn't it? Again, Bruno, we saw Bruno's quality tonight, outstanding. But again, poor from Newcastle. Again, maybe they're a bit tired. Showed his power, showed his strength. Should the keeper save it? Probably. But it'll be a huge lift for him. Absolutely huge.
And showed he can shoot with both feet, Andy, again.
Yeah, I think that's a big plus. But I think with Rasmus here, this goal here will give him so much confidence now. Come Sunday and then moving into the FA Cup final. He's had a little bit of a barren spell. And when you're in that barren spell, you know, you want something like this. You know, we can talk about the goalkeeper should have saved it, but he didn't. You know?
But I think there's a skill to that. There's a skill to shooting through defenders' legs. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used to do it all the time, and it makes it so difficult for the keeper to see the ball. And I think Rasmus has done that intentionally, so I think it's a great finish.
We saw it in the celebration as well, not just that one, but the little shushing to a section of the crowd. I think there's a bit of fire in the belly as well. Do you like that?
Well, yeah, I think these players will be hurting. You know, they've had a lot of criticism. You know, they want to prove... they're all working, they're all wanting to win, they're wanting to prove to themselves they're good players and they can win football matches. And I'm pleased for him because he works extremely hard, and I'm really pleased for him that he got his goal tonight. And it's when they've not had enough big moments this season, you know, for that. If you're winning kind of games here at Old Trafford, it is fantastic, but they've not had enough of that. They've one or two moments. Obviously, the Liverpool Cup game was big, the league game, and yeah, the fans rocking. So tonight, at least, again, they got another taste of it. If you can start winning matches and get the fans behind you, it's a great place to be. But again, it's been a tough season for them.
Do you have to credit Newcastle, though? They didn't give up, didn't throw the towel in, Andy?
No, Newcastle under Eddie Howe don't do that. You know, they kept going. Because they will always create chances because they've got the players to do just that. You know, and this is a whole second goal at Old Trafford as well, and it's a fantastic finish, by the way. You know, and that's, I mean, what, 80, I think that was the 89th minute, but there you go, 92nd,
yeah.
Yeah, 92nd minute there, and it's...
It also goes to show,
finish.
we spoke about Newcastle doing well in their mentality, but their record is poor here. Sometimes, you know, it's a head job, maybe they're not as tough as they think.
One win now in 39 league meetings. They might say, though,